And we're on to turn 4. This is going to be the exciting turn here because we're going to play with our cauldron here. First hero I'll activate is our hero Jane, and she will spend a fatigue to pick up the cauldron. So on the card it says you can spend a movement point while adjacent to the cauldron to pick it up. Instead of spending her movement point, she's going to spend a fatigue as a movement point. So she will get 1 token and do that. But before, actually, forgot to do the disease roll. So she'll get that, but she'll now also roll for her disease card. And of course we do not pass, so we'll get yet another fatigue token for that. She picks it up, and as her first action she's going to move. So her entire action is basically moving 1, according to the card there. So she gets to move, whoops, I'm destroying everything here. She'll move over here as her first action. Second action, move again. And this time she'll move here. And then she's going to suffer 2 damage and 2 fatigue to throw it into the pit here, because now she's adjacent to the pit. 2 more fatigue, so now she's at her maximum fatigue there. And 2 damage. And with that, we successfully destroyed the cauldron. What happens now is we discard the cauldron, first of all. Then the hero, so Jane, draws 1 search card, and each hero receives 2 experience points. And then we refresh fate and discard this exploration card. So let's start by drawing the search card. Jane finds a treasure chest. Immediately discard this card to draw 1 random shop item from the current axe deck. Just draw, and we get an elm grappo, which does plus 2 damage and plus 2 surge. Not bad. So she'll keep this in her inventory here. 42 experience points. I've picked out for Jane Bow Mastery, which costs 2. And it says when you attack with a bow, you may exhaust this card to add 1 surge to the result. For Albrecht, I'm only going to spend 1 experience point, and then I'll save the other one for future. So as a reminder, I'm going to put one of these tokens on him to remind us that he still has 1 XP to be spent in the future. But his card, his new skill here, Cleansing Touch, says each time you use Prayer of Healing on a hero, that hero may discard 1 of his condition cards. Now, this is obviously targeted towards Jane because I want to get rid of her disease card. And finally for Grisban, I've picked out the charge card for him, which costs 2. As an action, you may move up to your speed and then perform an attack with a melee weapon. This is really to compensate for his slow speed. It's Albrecht's turn. First thing we do is refresh. He's going to spend a fatigue, do the Prayer of Healing, and roll 1 red power die. He's going to do the Prayer of Healing on Jane. And we have 3. Now, Jane only has 2 health, but what I want Albrecht to do is use his new ability, which is the Cleansing Touch, and this allows him to also discard one of the condition cards of the person that he's using the Prayer of Healing on. So Jane will discard the disease card. Finally, for his first action, Albrecht will attack the Master Flesh Molder here. Once again, he is using the Iron Mace, which is a blue, yellow. And we have, let's reroll that, that was on the tilting there. Alright, so we have a Surge, which is a stun. That blocks off, so we have 2 damage in the stun. 2 damage there. Master Flesh Molder is stunned. And then as his second action, he will take a second whack at the Master Flesh Molder. Okay, so here we have 3 damage Surge, which is a stun, so it doesn't re-stun the Flesh Molder, but 2 damage goes through. So with 2 it is at 4 damage, 1 more till it is defeated. And for Grisban's turn, he is just running for the door here. When Grisban moves, he's adjacent to Jane. When he started his turn, he's adjacent to Jane, and he's conducting a move action now. So he actually, before he moves, he's going to trade with Jane. And he is going to grab the magic staff from Jane. He's going to just keep it in his backpack here. Not equipping yet. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 and open the door to explore. On the other side of the room, we find a treasure vault. The treasure vault tile looks like this. We have an exit here. And to set up, we have to grab a red, green, and a blue objective token. We have to shuffle it. So I'm just going to shuffle this here. And then place it on the tile according to the encounter guide. So there's going to be one here. There's going to be one here. And there's going to be one right here. Alright, so let's see what we find in the treasure vault. So as an action, while adjacent to the objective token, we may reveal the token and see what color it is. So if it's red, we have to test our, what is this called, awareness. And if we fail, we get poisoned. If it's blue, we have to test our might. If we fail, we are diseased. And if it's green, it's a treasure. So we draw a shop item card and give it to any hero. And we get to move fate backward by 1. And then we discard this exploration card. So, after setup, move fate backward by 1. Now our fate is actually at the top. So we don't need to move anything, but every time during the Overlord phase, we have to remove an objective token from the treasure vault, and I'm guessing when they're all gone, so if there's no objective token on the treasure vault, we have to discard the exploration card. So either we find the green treasure, or time runs out, and there are no more objective tokens on the treasure vault. That's when this card gets discarded. With Grisban's double move, that is basically his turn. And so all the heroes have activated, and it's now the Overlord phase. So immediately, we get into the treasure vault's Overlord effect, which is remove a objective token from the treasure vault. So I will remove, let's remove this one, and we don't reveal it. So I'm just gonna take it away from the board. Next is Fate. Because we have the treasure vault exploration card in activated, we don't have to advance Fate, and so we move on to the monster activation. Flesh Molders. Each attack Flesh Molders perform gains +2 range. If the lengthy sewers is the current encounter, do this. Okay, so that's not, so we ignore this part. The first action here is spot the furthest hero who has the lowest health. Let's do the Master Flesh Molder first. But actually, first action for the Master Flesh Molder is it needs to get rid of the stun condition. And then it'll spot the hero who has the lowest health. Unfortunately, Albrecht is the hero with the lowest health at 6 health left. So Master Flesh Molder will try to spot it, but as you can see in the board, it can already spot it. So Master Flesh Molder is actually staring into the eyes of Albrecht here, so it actually does not need to spot. And so we move on to the next action, which is attack the hero in line of sight who has the lowest health. Master Flesh Molder attacks blue and a yellow. Oh, it's a miss. So the blue X just means it completely misses. Next, let's do the minion. Let's do this one. It will spot the hero who has the lowest health. So spotting Albrecht, no problem. So it does not need to spot. Next, attack the hero in line of sight who has the lowest health. So we'll roll the same attack. And ouch. Okay, so 2 damage and a surge. Now the surge, it will add 1 more damage, so that would be 3 damage, no defense. So Albrecht will exhaust the wooden shield once again and take 2 damage instead. And that brings him up to 8 damage. That was the first action, and so we move down. The next one says, if a hero is adjacent to this monster, engage the exit of the current encounter. If a hero is adjacent, no hero is adjacent to that Flesh Molder. So I guess you can't do any of the spotting or attacking. So that's it for this Flesh Molder. Alright, so the final Flesh Molder here. Spot the hero. No need to spot. Attack the hero. So Albrecht gets attacked once again. Ooh, okay, so he's gonna be pretty wounded by the end of this. And ooh, pretty good defense there. So first of all, range is no problem. Secondly, there's 3 damage in the surge. Now the surge is an additional damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Blocked off 3, 1 goes through. And we're at 9. Now, the second action, if a hero is adjacent to this monster, which is true, we have heroes adjacent to this Flesh Molder, engage the exit of the current encounter. The current encounter is Treasure Vault, exits all the way up there. So I guess this Flesh Molder will try to move towards that. Flesh Molder has a movement of 4, so it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's land here, facing Grisban. And that's it for turn 4. Got a couple more Flesh Molders to get rid of here. Albrecht is badly wounded. Jean's at her max in terms of fatigue. And we're 2 down in terms of heroic feat. And we're only on our 3rd encounter here. So, still got a long way to go. We'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in today, and I will see you in turn 5.